Okay, let's look at the difference between discrete and continuous random variables. A random variable can be classified as either discrete or continuous depending on the numerical values that it can assume. The number of children in a family is an example of a discrete random variable because the values of this variable 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are finite or can be counted. The continuous random variable is a variable that can assume any value or an uncountable number of values between any two possible values of the variable. And we discussed the difference between continuous and discrete variables earlier in Chapter 2. But this time we're going to discuss them in terms of random variables, which basically are the same kinds of ideas. In this chapter, we're going to be focusing our discussion on discrete random variables. So we're going to be looking at numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 when we're discussing variables of x. Continuous random variables would be like that example in tire life. Any value between 20,000 and 85,000 would represent a continuous random variable because the life of a tire is a continuous variable. However, the number of children in a family is a discrete variable. So that would be a discrete random variable. Okay, for each random variable, state whether it's discrete or continuous. The life of a 32-inch color TV. So how long this 32-inch color TV will last? Well, since length of time is considered continuous, then this would be a continuous random variable. The life of a TV can last, say, 5.1 years, 5.01 years, 5.001 years. There's an infinite number of values between 5 years and 6 years. So we say it's a continuous random variable. The number of telephone calls arriving at a college switchboard during the day. The number of calls can only be a countable number, so it's a discrete random variable. Okay, so we can receive 500 calls or 501 calls, but we can't receive 500.5 calls. So it's a countable number, a discrete random variable. The number of employees absent from work at a steel manufacturing plant during a summer day. The number of employees absent is a countable number, so it's a discrete random variable. The thickness of a multivitamin tablet, so this is a measure of width or height or however it's distance measured of some kind, so that is a continuous random variable. The thickness of a tablet represents a measure of its width which can assume an uncountable number of values, so it's a continuous random variable. Anything continuous we're going to discuss later on in the next chapter. This chapter we're going to be focusing our attention on discrete variables. Okay, let's look at the probability distribution of a discrete